Hello and welcome back to a very special episode of VMEArcana. I'm your GG/Sam Harrison, here with Matt.
What's up?
Maddie.
Hey.
Colton.
It's good to be back.
And Eli, surprisingly.
How are you doing this evening, Harrison?
I'm doing very good. As any good D&D campaign, players are in and out, and today, Eli is in on the grand finale of our Pride Pines adventure. Now, because this is the grand finale, we're going to have a lot of recap to go through. Hopefully, we'll get this under 5 minutes, like the previous episode. So without further ado, just brief sort of recap for the season of Pride Pines so far. We have the local coastal town along the Oregon coast, Pride Pines, a town of mystery, and not so much of other things, until one day, the magical world was unveiled to a young group of sleuths, young detectives such as Holly Harmon, Duncan Saxby, and his robot, the Annihilator 2.0. After assembling for an epic adventure to take down a fey deity that kidnapped a couple of high school basketball players, the team managed to defeat the beast with the power of friendship and magical weaponry. But since then, a full 14 months later, the sleuths find themselves divided, looking for a better in into the magical world that they know exists, but haven't actually found a way to investigate and analyze. Until a pathetic FBI raid was launched on their beloved antique shop. An FBI raid launched because an old suspect of the Pride Pine sleuths, Reed Herrings, played by Colton Byers.
I got shot twice.
Thanks for
Twice!
Gunned
Twice
down
in the
his
chest. But not gunned down. This was a very strong barbarian and a very strong team of D&D adventurers that completely wiped the floor with the pathetic FBI Federal Bureau of Imagination. Now, mere hours later, the Pride Pine Sleuths world has completely changed. Last episode, after facing their past within a world of dreams that has been revealed to be the domain of magical creatures in between the Feywild and the material plane, they have found answers to an overwhelming number of questions to the mystery before them as this conspiracy is involving the entire magical world, it would seem. Some of these questions that have been answered. What part of the FBI has targeted Pride Pines, the Federal Bureau of Imagination? Originally thought to be ridiculous part of the FBI until they actually managed to find out that dreams have an innate magic power and that magic beings are able to contact them. Magic beings like Eli and Matt's deity, where Duncan and the Annihilator have found out, or I guess Duncan was unconscious for most of the last episode, so he doesn't know quite yet.
He was kind of out of it.
No. Conked out in the dream realm suspectly. As Jova, the Unresting, revealed his plans to orchestrate a conflict large enough to wake a sleeping god, Melatonidon. Ironically, a shark that has been growing and growing in the depths of the ocean. But this environmental threat fell to the wayside, as within the dream realm, Holly Harmon reunited with somebody she had wronged in the past, possibly have gotten killed due to a magic mishap that caused the Pride Pine Sleuths to dissolve in the first place.
Totally an accident.
But it turns out this old rival, Lacey Barrett, had been revived into a revenant, an undead protector of the magical realm, to guard against threats to the dream world. Threats like the Pixies, a magical race of beings that have secretly populating the material plane, the real world, with all kinds of mischief and strange dealings between terrestrial parties. At this point, multiple questions remain in your guys' minds. Why do the Pixies need to steal Eli's old projector to summon a dream army? Why was Liberty Gibbs murdered before the test screenings? What lies for the future of Pride Pines? And what lies for the future of this episode? Well, for that question, we can find out right now. We return to the outskirts of Pride Pines, heading towards the beach after exiting the dream realm through the movie theater, a magical movie projector opening a portal to the dream realm, releasing some type of movie monster. Does not bode well for the bigger portal being opened currently at the senior campout for Pride Pines. You find yourself rushing towards the beaches of Pride Pines on a foggy, rainy night that wouldn't stand out to you previously, but this certain fog has a different feel to it. It obscures multiple different parts of the beach that seem almost intentional as you get closer. You all are heading out, followed by Lacey Barrett, a new ally found, looking to help you
Happy Pride
sort of
Month
resolve
to
this
ally.
magical conflict. Happy Pride Month to this ally.
Oh, there you go.
She's bisexual. Confirmed. We'll say it now. Happy Pride to everyone listening. And also happy Pride to Jeffrey A, E, and Double F, the 3 lawn gnomes that you've talked to with a little bit, but they're also following you. They want to help out a little bit after getting gotten by the evil slime monster that was released from the projector in the test screen all that time ago.
And for what the one did on that island.
Exactly. They've caused you a lot of trouble over the years, and they're here to help out in any way you can. As you guys survey the scene, you see a very large beach battle map. Shout out to patreon.com/salt of the earth. They have a really nice beach map on Reddit that we're using. This is our first battle map of the season, as we are here for an epic battle with a lot of moving parts that you guys can engage with if you want or ignore. But fine, either way. So yeah, you see, you guys find yourselves going on to the outcropping of the beach. This is a beach on Oregon, so obviously it's not the easiest to get onto the beach per se. There's a lot of foliage kind of obscuring walkways. There are a couple of different stairs, but they're not in great repair, so you want to go down them carefully. And you guys find yourself right between a movie screen, so you can survey the land of the beach that is not currently obscured by fog. You see some seating arrangements of teenagers, 2 chaperones watching the actual movie. You recognize some of the teachers, might not recognize the students because it's been a year or two since you guys have ignored the social hierarchies of the school. Yeah, you see the normal things. One kid is actually intently watching and enjoying the film. A lot of others are just like, they're sort of in and out a little bit in like this sort of montage of monster movies. One kid's on their phone. Some kids are making out. You see a couple of campfires strewn about the place, kind of warming up on this sort of chilly, foggy night. You see flickers of flame even pass into the fog, which could mean there's more teens over there. You see... among the fog, the projector light is going very far away, you can tell. You can hear, for those with like higher perception, because we do have like 19 perception, and like, you know, we have some high perception characters here passively, so you guys do hear a little bit of a projector way in the distance, like 150 plus feet away. A projector into the fog, playing what seems to be, you're on the backside of the movie screen, so it's a little bit hard to tell how strange it is, but there is a very unsettling sort of montage of sort of like horror movie trailers with like monsters in them. But it appears to be more abstract. It appears to be out of focus and strange, as you can tell it's still in the process of becoming a full portal to a certain section of the dream realm that you guys explored in the last episode. Yeah, I'll allow some closer inspections as some things do seem a little bit odd outright. Yeah, I'll definitely allow for any checks you guys want to do leading into the fight. Actually, before we do that, everybody here roll initiative. You guys are not in combat quite yet, but we'll use the initiative for the initial investigation of the scene and for stealth checks if you guys want to sneak around and try to get better positioning for this.
I liked my nat 20 from the random roll better, but I got an 8.
3.
8,
At least I'm not as bad
plus
as Duncan.
2, that's going to be 10.
Yeah, although I have a plus 4 to initiative. 7 total. 7 total.
The same as your random. Oh my god. You had a 7 total on the random as well.
Let's go, 22.
Very surprising.
Master Maya.
What? He's so fast.
22.
22?
I have
The Annihilator is booking it.
on initiative
Annihilator
rolls,
knows what's
and I
up.
still got a 9.
Yeah. You got a 9. Okay.
I have a plus 0, but I have advantage. It's like, man, you'd think.
Also, to start off the combat, we were talking about this before the scene, but you have from your popcorn bag of tricks, popcorn bucket of tricks, though either works. Maddie, you do have a brown bear under your control that you can't talk to because it's not a necrotic creature, but you know, you can ask it around. Reed, you are followed by your loyal Bicycle Daisy, a living bicycle that is your mount that you can ride on or command to separate from you. You guys get to your destination you want to go. So the big name of this fight is distance. There's a lot of distance to cover, a lot of things to explore. What is your passive perception, Colton?
Passive is 13.
Have an inkling that there is like a very large white van next to you, in the opposite direction of all the action.
I'm very familiar with
that is of interest for anybody wanting to investigate.
White vans.
Even on a 13, you can tell where the projector might be. And your goal in this fight, from the warnings of everyone you talked to last episode, is that the Pixies are opening a projector portal that could go out of control. Yeah. Putting all these noble teens barely paying attention to a movie.
Not these noble.
So any sort of skill checks people want to do to survey the
I definitely want to check out the direction.
field.
So what direction was the projector in? Oh, the Pixie one? Behind the seating?
It is behind the seating. So yeah, past the seating. Also, with your passive perception, you see that the teens are unsettlingly watching the screen as they are completely ignoring a kidnap victim in the middle that you recognize as Zeke Bunk, etched from the basement you tied him up in and handcuffed him to.
Mr. Bunk.
So he's being held hostage, still handcuffed the way you guys left him, though he's not with Clam Fishy, the super spy.
Okay, he's on his
freaky
own.
Guy. It seems that pixies have kidnapped him.
Is there any body of water big enough for a person to step into in the vicinity?
Not in the vicinity. You'll be able to find bodies of water. You know the beach well, I will say. There are multiple bodies of water aside from the ocean, but you are going to have to traverse either the stairs that are a little bit risky or kind of rush down this sort of... it's not exactly a cliff, like it's an Oregon beach, but it is like a very steep climb that you'll have to roll an athletics check to maneuver down safely. And definitely won't be able to roll stealth if you go down that way.
All right, I want to move as close as I can to that projector. So I want to start going in that direction.
Okay. Yeah, totally. Yeah. So you're going to use your movement. It'll take your full movement to reach the stairs, and then you can dash to continue. Okay. And the bear will follow you.
Will the bear make me less stealthy? I feel like it would be harder to stealth when there's a fucking bear behind you. Can I have the bear? Can I have the bear stay there?
I mean, that is a good point.
Bars?
I'm going to have him chill.
The bear can wait.
I think if I brought a bear onto the beach, that would cause havoc. So he'll stay. Maybe the rat would have been a better choice, but hey.
Exactly. So the bear just sits down, waits for an order.
If you put the bear on the stair, everyone will know that you're there.
It'll give them a scare.
So yeah, it'll take a lot more movement, difficult terrain, but are you going to use a dash action to get to the bottom of the stairs? Okay. As you get to the bottom of the stairs, I'll say with your passive insight, you can tell that these students are englambered by the screen. But the chaperones might not be. So I would say you have advantage on stealth for now, but you do have to roll stealth to avoid the chaperones that are patrolling in a different glamored state, in a different sort of magical.
But these chaperones and the students are both magically charmed? Okay.
Yes. Both magically charmed to pay attention to the screen.
Do I have to make a stealth check right now, or am I good?
Yeah, make a stealth check.
Ooh, baby, that is a 19 plus 21.
No idea you're there. Honestly, the things in the fog probably don't know you're there.
Who's to say?
I mean, if there's things in the fog, I mean, why put fog on a D&D map if there's anything there? Okay, you move on. Do you want to do anything as a bonus?
Yeah, can I wild shape? I want to give myself. Well, I'm tempted to take. You know what? I'm going to do some temp HP. I'm going to do rushing rapid, which gives me temp HP equal to my level, and that replenishes. Yeah. Okay,
you get that every turn. So yeah, that's going to be 7 health every turn as a nice sort of buffer between you and death, which is very nice. Yeah. I'm going to say we're going to start initiative now since we got the skill checks and the movement done. We're going to move on to Annihilator, who has the actual top of combat as you guys sneak around the scene. Matt, you don't have to sneak around the scene if you don't want to. You can just barrel down the sort of edge of the beach you're on with an athletic check. Or you can try something a little bit different and sneak and perceive the scene.
I think what I'm going to try to do is do that athletics check and see if I can't just tear my way through the movie screen like a football team coming out onto the field for the homecoming game. Oh yeah.
You want to just bust through the movie screen? Okay, I'm gonna let you do that. So, yeah, that's going to be your movement. Actually, roll an athletics check to see if you are knocked prone by doing that.
Just like what does a nat 1 get me?
A nat 1. You are going to take...
Oh, fuck.
2d6 damage. Holy shit. 6 and a 5 is 11 damage. Clang, clang, clang. Woo. You're clearly noticed, and then you fall. You go into the moving screen, and instead of the movie screen being unrooted and tripped, you find yourself transported through it like a portal.
Oh.
You find yourself inside of the portal in a strange sort of horror movie as you're in a very dimly lit...
When the DM is not expecting you to do something that stupid first thing.
Got him.
I was 100% hoping you guys would run into the movie screen. This is exactly what I planned for, Maddie. Please have some respect for me.
He knows his audience.
As you find...
He knows we're dumb as rocks.
As you're in a very sort of very blue saturated, just sort of high school at night, just fumbling around.
My eyes are going to do that little buffering thing, and my voice module is going to go,
Recalculating.
You hear something in the rafters. I don't think I've been able to... Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm going to move you into the movie screen.
Uh-oh.
As you see, you are inside a ghost movie and hear ghostly sounds. I'm going to make this... You know, honestly, the ghost wasn't expecting anyone to be in the movie as they were exiting the portal.
The ghost is surprised, too.
As like you were in a ghost movie.
Ghost detected.
You're going to have to fend off a ghost. So
Okay. I'm going to try and just punch it. So that'll be bludgeoning damage. And I'm sure it's not going to do very much.
pull a Han Solo and punch
baby.
it. It will not do very much. Actually, hold on. Before we discuss, do you want a permanent... You have to choose your permanent upgrade granted to you by your deity,
That's right.
Jehovah.
That's right.
And you didn't do that before
I
the
totally
podcast,
forgot.
did you?
Oh, I'm going shoulder cannon.
Oh my.
Jesus Christ.
What else do you expect from the Annihilator?
Okay. You see, honestly, you're so taken aback. Honestly, I'm going to make this very pathetic for you because it's very powerful. Comedically, like sort of top of your leather jacket, a huge Predator-style laser
Give me the
cannon
3 dots.
forms outside of your shoulder with the 3 dots against this ghost. And this ghost is just like, now the ghost has to do a saving throw for that, correct? Actually, read out the whole Divine Cannon thing because this is a homebrew upgrade from the Oath of the Future Paladin. So
All right.
I'd love if you
Divine
could do
shoulder
that.
cannon. You mount a cannon on your shoulder. Equal times to your charisma modifier per long rest. So my charisma modifier is +1, so once per long rest. I fire a blast from my shoulder cannon that deals 3d8 radiant damage in a 15-foot cone as an action. Creatures must make a dexterity saving throw to take half damage.
So they're gonna, first of all, their saving throw. Oh my God! They rolled a 3 plus 1 is a 4.
So fucked.
All right. Let's
Roll your freaking damage,
Let's
dude.
see what we're dealing with here. 3d8. 2. 8. All right. 10. 16 damage.
Jesus, they are completely singed and terrified. You hear a blood-curdling scream as like this sort of ghostly woman, this sort of ghostly high schooler. It's a very small high schooler that you just singed. As part of the comedy of this thing, and like this sort of ghost movie you find yourself trapped in. Let's out a blood-curdling scream as we continue to the next turn in initiative is double F. So all the guard gnomes wait in the light. Wait, they see Annihilator tumble into the thing. They see Holly Harmon sneak away before conferring with anyone else. And the gnomes are just going to roll a stealth check to get by. What do you guys want the gnomes to do? As they're going to... Actually, they're just going to follow
I feel like
Holly
they're going to follow
down the
me, and I
stairs.
don't necessarily want that, but I feel like that's my destiny.
Oh, they do have a 30 feet movement. I'm surprised by that. So yeah, they're following they're rolling their stealth check away from you. Ooh. Okay, I'll leave this up to Maddie. Individual checks for all of them or stealth check for the group?
I mean, I feel like a group check would be better use of our time.
That's a 13. They're good. Yeah, very low perception on the enchanted chaperones of the senior campout. As we move back on the initiative, they're just going to dash and follow you. Lacey Barrett, your Revenant ally, will actually gets a funny feeling about the van over there and is just like Duncan Saxby is unconscious on the ground still. We'll resolve that in a minute. Annihilator just dropped Duncan Saxby like a sack of dirt and just tumbled down the hill. Lacey talks to Reed. He's just like, hey, Reed, what's the plan here? You guys don't really like talk before you get into combat or anything? I don't really know.
Well, usually you find the biggest, baddest dude and you punch him in the face.
I agree with that.
Let's go find that biggest, baddest dude.
Too bad the Annihilator's on your team.
I know it's been a long time, but honestly, I'm glad you haven't changed that much. It's good to see you, man. As she runs into the night, does a full dash to the van. You do see that she makes eye contact with you with what she sees in the fog, but you can't quite see in the fog yourself. As she checks out this van and is like you do recognize it as like an FBI van from like the previous assaults on you. But
well, not knowing, I shrug and I run after her. I'm like, all right, She must know something I don't.
Hear blaring speakers go off as the gnomes uncomfortably follow each other down the path. As Holly, you get very close to these speakers. You can tell that these speakers do have a strange sort of presence here, especially since they don't seem to be synced up properly with the movie. It's just like a weird oceanic sound that could be described to a horror movie, but does seem a little bit different. You see, I'm just going to roll one sort of goofy check to see. We move on in initiative. I'm going to see if Zeke Bunk can escape his restraints. That's a 17 on the die. Zekebunk escapes. Tries to run away. I'm actually going to roll a stealth for him as well. If he can roll well twice, then he won't be attacked by a chaperone. He rolled well twice. Okay, he's going to try to get away. I can't believe that. His best course of action, I think. You see a restrained Zekebunk actually is able to escape his restraints and actually have some good rolls and run away. So he's going to run. He's not going to go into the fog. He seems to be scared about what's in the fog. But you see Zekebunk, very pathetic FBI frat guy director, with his backward cap still on, but covered in sweat and wounds from a long night, just sort of runs past Mr. Park with a pretty decent stealth check. Though still under your passive perception, Holly. So you see Zeke run away as we move on to the ghost's turn inside of the screen. So after this terrible retaliation, this ghost it's got to really try something. Matthew, roll for me a charisma saving throw as this ghost goes to lunge towards you and retaliate for taking damage. Jesus Christ. You see this ghost tries to possess you as an inanimate object. It should have happened easily. But the ghost fails and just pings off of you. Just tries to... You get an opportunity attack as it tries to fly away deeper within the movie.
My wiring's just too, just crazy and disorganized. Couldn't get in there.
True. Yeah, trying to get... It was just oh my God, he's got hot coffee. It's blood in his veins or robot veins. This is insane. So the ghost runs away from you.
A dirty 20.
Go ahead and roll another attack on it. Are you just going to keep doing melee attacks? Or
yeah, I'm just using my fists because I feel like I haven't had time to whip out a weapon or anything like that. I'm just
Yeah, for sure. You're pretty dazed.
7 damage.
You're in the fight mode of fight or flight. Exactly. So yeah, another 7 damage on it. Clonk. Metal thunk as the ghost runs away. You see, everybody else acting is in the fog. That doesn't feel the need to move at the moment. As we return to Harmon's place in initiative, we'll say you are still sneaking around, did your skill checks, did your movement, and you get your temporary hit points as we go on to Reed's turn. So Reed, you have a lot of movement. But you know where the projector is, but you also know that Lacey Barrett is off to the side away from the projector next to a sort of FBI van trying to get your attention.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that way.
Towards Lacey, okay.
Yeah.
So honestly, with your movement, you ride Daisy over. This movement is actually nothing. I'm pretty sure you have 120 feet of movement. Is that right?
Yeah, that sounds right.
With your mount. So yeah, it is 40 movement. So unlike Daisy, you do not have to take a dash as you now reveal the fog from this map. You see a werebear. A sort of bear-like werewolf, similar to your rage form of bear skeleton. You recognize this as a werebear version of your own mother, Reed, attacking this FBI van.
Dang. It's all coming full circle.
Trying to get into this FBI van. The FBI guys, there's 2 FBI guys guarding one that's currently asleep, completely terrified. Within a van.
Classic.
So you use your distance to make it to the van. You might be able to get your mount to dash to reach your mother, but I'll also say that it will cost you your bonus action for the turn, meaning you can't rage at the start of this combat.
That's kind of a tough decision.
So yeah, what does Reed consider?
Okay, have I registered who this werebear is yet?
You recognize this as your mother. Your mother did have... You only knew your mother in your adult life, so you very much aware of her experience as a sort of magical werewolf being Lycan that would have episodes during various sort of phases of the moon.
All right. So I think in that case, I'm thinking fight now, talk later. And I go into a rage and start thrashing this van.
Exactly. Oh, you're going for the van, taking out the FBI guys first. Okay. Honestly, this isn't a bad idea. Okay, go ahead and roll against the one guy at the back of this door here. You've had to rage out and restrain your mother with your sort of Feywild strength. So yeah, you engulf in flame, skin. Actually, this might be the first time Duncan Saxby has been around, even though he's unconscious. So he doesn't see green flame engulf your body, melt off your skin as a flaming skeleton. Legally distinct from Ghost Rider, starts going crazy on the people in this van. So yeah, first attack absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Rage damage is +2. So total of 6.
6 damage. This guy is bloodied, half dead from an unarmed strike, but actually not there yet. It's just like, oh, Jesus. Now the kid's here too. Get rid of them both. We can take him. As a very weak sort of FBI agent, thinks he can take you guys on. Take him out, 3. Take him out. Okay, man. I'll try to take him out. You see another FBI.
Is he coming towards me? Because I'm going to use my second attack here.
Yeah, he was about ready to go towards you, but you do have a second attack, so go ahead and take it.
Oh, man, that's a 9?
Damn, Jeez. That is just short of hit. You've basically, he's able to hide behind the door now. He actually has this unearned confidence is actually paying out for like him hiding behind the doors, the back doors of the van as he's like, oh man, I'm going to kick your ass, buddy. That's it. You've raged that turn. You've used your movement as we move on to Gemma's turn as she's about to tear open this van. She is going to roll pretty well. Yeah. Oh my God. Nat 20 tears open the van, and I'm going to say she deals just an automatic amount of damage to the guy inside the van on a Nat 20. So yeah, you really should be rolling Nat 20s, Colton. You should probably work on that next turn.
Yeah, did you ever think about that, Colton?
I know. I really should have thought about that.
Oh my God.
That's my bad, everybody.
As it absolutely chomps this guy. You absolutely chops 3 in half, completely waist up, consumed, and then screams at the screaming guy who is still deep under slumber. Nat 20 on the attack. 3 on the wisdom. Doesn't even look at you. Golden Brutal. Doesn't look at you at all. As
just totally ignoring
Gemma Herrings in werewolf
makes him
form
kind of hot, though.
And for this turn, Duncan Saxby, we retreat into the recesses of your mind. Duncan, gotta take a break from the combat for a little bit. What is a formative memory from Duncan's young experience with the Pride Pine Sleuths? Like, what case did he feel was most important to him?
Ooh. The case of the missing lunch money was really formative to him because
of course, yeah.
It's when he first learned the power of technology in solving the mysteries, because someone's lunch money had gone missing from their locker, and they just talked to everyone in the school, but no one had any idea or any tips. They used all their traditional detective skills that they knew, but all of a sudden, when all along all they had to do was go look at CCTV footage of who had entered the school after hours, and instantly solve the mystery. And so realized, like, oh, all of this sleuthing stuff sometimes there's shortcuts.
Exactly right. Yeah, the age of technology, a very important time in the formative years of 2010.
Technology.
You find a power and comfort in technology. Obviously, you work in cybernetics, you work with robotics, a combination of magic and science. You've sort of mastered this combination thanks to your deity, Jova the Unresting. You think back to your early times with Jova the Unresting, how he's guided you through the process of creation. He's guided you to create the Annihilator, first off, and then multiple other inventions. The projector, a sort of lens that combines 2D and 3D to make ends meet, planning to sell your ideas. You're able to actually get hired because of your sort of unorthodox expertise. You get assigned to the Federal Bureau of Imagination. All of these things that you initially think that is completely sort of attributed to your deity, your sort of warlock patron that you've devoted your soul to and your power to basically succeed with all of your sort of ambitious ideas about how to change the world with technology. But then as you think about your first case, you're the one pushing on that technology. You're the one constantly open to learning new systems and learning new ways to process information in a digital age. And you realize that you are a little bit more self-reliant. You sort of invasive thought that, oh, maybe Jehovah, my deity, that only communicates me through dreams, communicates to me through overlapping sort of coffee rings, and is like a very sort of nasty deity, is very strange as you hear a very deep voice, a calming voice in the distance of your dreamscape. You realize that you're having all these thoughts and the initial memory as a child of solving the first big break of your case for the Pride Pine Sleuths. The case of the lunch money fades away. And around you is a deep dream sea that you don't exactly recognize, but is the sort of dream realm that the players traversed in the last episode, that your friends traversed. And you hear a very calming voice. You're quite the remarkable man, Duncan.
I know.
You should be proud. Okay. I was going to say you should be proud of yourself, but you are rather confident. And I can see why. Being pursued as the sole warlock of an eldritch deity is quite the feat. But it's a feat that's not very befitting of you, if I can dare say so. You're looking around for this voice a little bit. It's echoing resonance going throughout all of the sort of dream water around you and the sort of wide open ocean. And you look below you and you see a massive shark swimming his way through. As you instantly hear the name in your head, hello, I am the Melatonodon. I am an ancient deity myself, not quite a god noble of the pantheon. But I wanted to reach out to you, if that's okay.
Who are you?
I am the god of dreams, in antithesis to your current deity, which can be quite blasphemous, so that's why I had to put you in a forceful slumber. I apologize for the past hour or so.
Yeah, I kind of hate this.
You do hate sleep. You're a very ambitious man. You like to stay up. You like to constantly work. You never give yourself a rest. And while I can see the benefit of that, I do think that giving yourself a chance to sleep and think for yourself could be very beneficial, as Jehovah has been misleading you somewhat.
You call sleeping thinking for yourself, but it never feels like I'm thinking for myself when I'm in a dream. It feels like it's all happening to me. I don't like that.
I mean, that's the strange thing about the subconscious. It's hard to really articulate what you need to yourself.
So why are you telling me this? What are you proposing?
I wanted to extend my fin, if you will. As the shark that you see swimming below you gets closer and closer than you thought possible, because this shark is the size of a great white whale. As it's floating towards you in this sort of dream sea, you see, Jehovah wishes to kill me and take over all of my followers, which is everybody who dreams, which is the entire human race and living beings as a whole. But I feel like his intentions for destroying my domain of sleep will be a sacrifice too great for humanity to bear. So I wanted to let you know how great the stakes were and how I believe that you are worthy of providing for yourself magical world you find yourselves embroiled in your young adult years. Would you like some assistance?
Well, I'm confused. What exactly does this entail? Would I have to give up my pledge to Jehovah?
Not at the moment, but you won't face immediate retribution for maybe going against his wishes for tonight, or subverting his expectations at this point. He expects you to take over the fairies projector for yourself and release horrors that will awaken me and drag me to the material plane. For now, I would say...
Why would Jehovah want to do that?
He wants me dead. I'm in direct opposition to him and a few other gods within the sort of Earth's pantheon. This is a very big, magical conspiracy you find yourself in. And apologies for giving such short notice for this escalating conflict, but I believe that there should be less intervention from myself and Jehovah. So I want to make a sort of neutral party to let you all decide what is the fate of Pride Pines and the rest of your world.
Well, do I have to make the decision now, or can I talk to my friends? I don't know.
Yes. The fellow Pride Pine slews. I can admit I didn't think about that. I probably should have brought you here in the first place. But Jehovah got to your other allies first before I can get them to slumber. So, for now, I'll let you go and protect you from Jehovah. You have my protection for now. I would appreciate if you maybe turn down the volume on the movie a little bit. That's all I'll say for now. And Duncan, you wake up. After getting a full long rest, you find yourself awoken, now level 7, with a strange extra dream magic in sort of contrast to your caffeinated warlock energies.
Let's find it. We'll find out.
It's true. But you do find yourself very clear-headed for the first time in a long time, without you're not going through caffeine withdrawal. As you sort of take in the scene around you, you see the Annihilators currently just fighting a ghost in a movie. A ghost is scaredly running away.
I didn't build that shoulder cannon. That's badass.
I'm evolving.
True. Another gift from Jehovah.
There's a bear next to you.
Oh my god. Where is everyone? It's just me and a bear?
Exactly. There's a bear right behind you, just waiting for you. A sort of brown bear snuggles up against you because you're the only one left.
Bear's like, hey, what's up? I'm a bear.
And he just sort of growls. As it doesn't know what to do.
Nice bear. Well, let's...
Oh, you also see your FBI director running away towards you. Trying to get away.
Oh, he's running towards us? From where?
Yeah, he's running. He's trying to run underneath the movie screen to escape.
See.
As he's like about there. So Zeke is right there. Right, we return to the next round of combat. As, you know what? Actually, I'm going to be a little cheeky as we start up this round of combat with somebody you see coming out. Okay, Holly, it is going to be your turn in a moment. But you see a vampire. A very sort of classically looking vampire, big cowl, big sort of widow's peak is going to go after Double F, one of the gnomes. You know what? Actually, he's a patron. He's going to go after Jeffrey A.
Jeffrey
A.
No, not
As the stakes are raised. A vampire comes out from the shadows, and he's going to roll. Rolls like shit. You see a vampire come from the shadows, raise his claws over a little garden gnome, grabs him, and then tries to bite him, but then just bites him in the beard and not his neck. I can't find this lawn gnome's neck. Disgusting. Jeffrey A. survives the encounter with a movie vampire as we go back.
Thank God, Jeffrey.
Across the battlefield to the FBI van. 3 is fully dead, actually. Totally forgot that. Like 20 damage instantly. Killed him. Bloodied after one hit. You knock out like half of his teeth, Colton, but the FBI guy is like facing you down, hops out of the van, goes after you and your bike, and is going to roll. He has a +3 to hit. A dirty 20. Ouch. Okay. You take 5 damage. Halved is 3 damage. Oof. Oof. He takes out, he just takes out like a little, just like a knife and like stabs you a little bit and shinks like a little bit of your flaming skeleton. And he's like, oh, you're fucked, buddy. Another one of these psycho FBI guys. Actually, you know what? I'm going to retcon this. This guy is the sort of overconfident, toxic FBI agent from our first episode.
Oh, yeah.
That has been rebuilt with extra cybernetic parts that actually helped to hit.
Good job.
So good for him. Good for him. And also coming from the fog.
He got RoboCop?
Damn.
Yeah, well, he was already RoboCop.
His ass.
Oh, okay, already RoboCop. All right.
Eli has been helping out with the RoboCop situation for the FBI, which is why those cybernetic games.
That's right.
Luckily, they're not rebuilt for this fight. As the fog clears. Reveal all fog. You see the rest of the battlefield as a large shark.
A lark?
Man, did you say lark?
yeah, a lark.
From the film Lark, a sort of LARP camp gets invaded with like a shark show. So yeah, you see from the cinema with like a strange sort of film grain over it, red and blue kind of aura with like a lot of these other movie monsters, film grain. They move along. The shark moves towards you and locks onto Harley Harmon as it sort of gets a scent of magic in the air. It's going to use all its movement to go towards you. Oh, wait, Maddie, you can hear this guy talk. And he's going to say, oh, I'm so hungry. What am I doing in the air? Where's my home? Oh, yes, please. I'm so hungry.
This is very realistic.
I got to eat something magical. Oh, please, you'll do.
Uh-oh.
As we move on to the top of initiative in the next round.
This isn't the melatonin. This is a genuine shark?
This is a shark from the movie. So, yeah, this is a movie monster shark.
Okay. Gotcha. I was like...
Yes. There's a couple of movie monsters around the battlefield.
Named Bryce, right? Or is it
Bryce?
Is that what that says?
Yeah, Bryce. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, God. I'm so hungry. I'm supposed to be inside of an ocean. Why am I floating through the air? You see, like, red and blue water floating around him as the movie screen portal makes way. This is a tiny little fairy in the distance. Roll a perception check for me, Holly. This is past your passive perception, I'll say.
That's going to be a 15.
90 feet away is good enough to see Obonaron, a sort of the strange sort of lone pixie you met in the Dreamwild that works for Jehovah, closing in on the projector light. You see a couple of figures in front of the projector, but the light is obscuring it a little bit, so you don't have quite a good handle on it just yet. As we go on to the Annihilator's turn. The Annihilator, with the ghost running away, the fabric of the film you're trapped inside is wearing away a little bit. I'm going to say the ghost in the film disappear as the movie changes. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. You feel a sort of warm, liquid tendrils wrap around your soul and drag you out of the movie. I'm I'm going to say you automatically teleport 30 feet away, past Zeke. So I'm gonna take that away from you.
Oh.
As you are closer to a different spot. And you hear within your mind a voice. Annihilator, do not waste your time with these simple cretins. Secure the future. Secure our future. And take over the projector. Slay all the pixies surrounding it. Future of all your allies will be preserved. Go now. You see Jehovah. You hear Jehovah in your mind with a lot more emotion. Teleports you 30 feet away from the movie, in between two groups of teens. Now that the fog on the battlefield is cleared, you see a group of drunk teens, and one sort of really rowdy, very irresponsible chaperone is drinking with the teens. You also see like one pixie is randomly just sort of drinking and like avoiding his mission. As the speakers get more and more out of sync, it's like a straight sort of magic white noise from the speakers as they sort of rise in volume. I'll say a new mechanic is whoever is in the sort of space of the speakers you see throughout the battlefield, they're marked as red circles, has disadvantage on Constitution saving throws. As the sound kind of overrides your ability to focus. We go to double F. You know what? Double F. Ooh. Double F is torn between defending Holly and defending Jeffrey A. But honestly, he kind of wants the glory of taking on a shark. So the non-gnome double F uses his turn to take a swing at this floating shark from the cinema flying at him. I don't think it's going to be too good of a roll. Oh, it's okay roll. So yeah, double F rolls a 12. That hits the shark, I want to say. Yes, that hits the shark exactly as he's going to deal. He just sort of like uses his pointy hat to stab the shark for 7 damage. And the shark reacts very earnestly. Ow! No. Oh, that really hurts. Ah, you're poking me right in my gills. Jesus Christ. Crikey, the shark says.
Shark is Australian. Makes sense.
Vaguely. Yeah,
as most sharks are. In the movie, sharks are Australian, though. It's kind of like how fantasies all have British accents, like Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time. Check it out on Disney+. Lacey Barrett is shocked to see Gemma Herrings, but has a lot of baggage with her in werewolf form as she was mauled to death as a child by Gemma Herrings before she was resurrected as protector of the Dream Realm. She's just going to take some swings on Gemma just to try to snap Gemma out of it. So yeah, Gemma has an AC. Has an AC of 15. Spoilers. Lacey has a good shot of hitting Gemma, I'll say. So first attack doesn't hit. Sorry, I said anything. Second attack hits. Very much so. She uses one attack to deal 8 damage to Gemma. But she also has an extra ability as a Revenant called Vengeful Glare to try to instill the frightened condition on Gemma, which honestly might help you out a little bit if she's like frightened of her crystalline eye. Gemma rolls an 8. She fails to save. She's frightened and no longer attacking the FBI agent there, but is more aware of her surrounding as she sort of panics and like has a panic attack, actually. Gosh, what a real emotional moment from this human bear hybrid that is related to Reed Herrings. That's what D&D's all about. Real panic attacks, like Puss in Boots. The Last
Biblically accurate panic attacks.
Biblically accurate panic attacks. Yeah, we go over to a crowd of pixies. They're gonna move out a little bit, not do anything on their turn. They're gonna spread out from the projector to try to find. They see Annihilator barreling towards them. Oh, Matt, I'm realizing that you didn't actually take a turn after you were teleported.
I figured that getting zoinked out of the movie was my turn.
No, that was an extra thing that your god does to guide you.
Well, I was just going to dash straight at the pixies. Full 60
dash.
feet.
You're going to... Yeah, full 60. Right, you make it to a goon balloon.
A goon?
So you see a lot of these strange sort of magical creatures that are probably from a fucked up Lars von Trier movie. Or David Cronenberg, actually. David Cronenberg. He does movie monsters. Relax, pal. Relax. You see a strange sort of flesh balloon.
Dude.
Sort of between the beach and the speakers, almost as if they're protecting the speakers for some reason. This goon balloon that you're walking toward after you dash.
It's gonna goon on me.
Yeah. Shout out Spelljammer for naming things goon balloons. Very humorous. You also see a pixie sniper landed on a ledge. It's going to roll with disadvantage against somebody. Not disadvantage against Annihilator, but will roll disadvantage to attack Holly Harmon.
Because I'm a woman.
Exactly right.
These pixies are not beating the allegations.
So yeah, you see a magical fairy dust arrow completely misses, doesn't reach halfway to Holly, as it's just like, you just hear a very high pitch in the distance, damn it. As a sniper missed, you see a very regal looking fairy. Someone might say the queen of fairies. You hear a fairy in the distance, the queen is just like, hold true, mischievous fairies. These troublesome sleuths are working with the FBI. It must be the case. As the pixie queen, Jovir, the queen will also take an attack with disadvantage against Holly. Because she just seems like a narc.
She definitely is.
That's a 16 to hit.
That hits.
So yeah, that's a 16 to hit, Holly. Jesus. You take 8 radiant damage as fairy dust goes directly into your eyeballs.
Cool, that's just 1 normal damage because of my temp HP.
Okay, gonna roll against Matthew as well because she has 2 hits. That's a 10 to hit.
Nope.
As a bonus action, she can cast spells. Ooh, but she will wait. Yes, she will wait. So you see the pixies are sort of expanding past the projector, waiting for the action. As the chaperones are just sort of out of the fight, just sort of completely zonked out. The film is like, seems to be draining their attention a lot more than usual. So yeah, all the humans in the scene, the teens and whatnot, don't seem to be directly targeted by the enemies as of yet, but that could easily change. E actually doesn't really like Holly that much, so he is going to defend Jeffrey Day.
Yo, everyone.
I can't get everybody.
True, very true. So yeah, he's going to go after this pirate. Who wants to roll a luck check for E?
I'll do it.
Just roll a flat D20 and tell me what it says. If it's plus 15,
3.
we're in good shape. 3. He checks his in. He's like, damn, I left my steak at home.
Damn
so he won't
it.
instantly kill the vampire. But he's just gonna bite this vampire in the leg as he's trying to go after Jeffrey
Give
A.
him a taste of his own medicine.
It's gonna be plus 4. That's a 14 to hit. Okay. Actually, hold on. These long gnomes have pack tactics. I totally forgot. That's a 22. That's a lot better. They're gonna do an extra D4 with pack tactics as they deal 8 damage to the vampire. Hit him with the pack tactics. As we move on to Zeke Bunk, continues to run, but then suddenly feels ill.
Oh no.
You see Zeke Bunk tries to run towards the movie screen. He trips. He starts convulsing. His sort of form is illuminated in a sort of red and blue silhouette, splitting him apart, it seems like. As his form changed by the projector light. And he transforms into... as the movie screen changes once again to a black and white war film with zombies crawling around the scene.
Nazi zombies.
And a huge metal device that I may allow an investigation check to recognize. Or Duncan, you know what? As a military engineer, you recognize Zeke Bunk. His mouth widens a little bit, extends past. His skin turns metallic as his form sort of constricts into a nuclear bomb from an old zombie film.
Oh, shit.
Zeke?
True. And you do see one of the chaperones gets turned into a zombie.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Mr. Park.
Happens to the best of us.
He's zombified. He's not going to bug you guys, but yeah. So you see the movie screen is also transforming students and whatnot into monsters themselves. Into these movie monsters. As what happened with the 30 movie theater employees. I didn't give you a good investigation check for that, but yeah, one of the movie theater employees got turned into a slime monster. That's what you guys bought.
No.
So yeah, you see a body of water next to the projector, moving up and down. Possibly some sort of protection? Who knows? As we go back to Holly Harmon's turn, things are coming after you.
Yeah.
Things are giving you guff, but you have your full turn ready to go.
So I forgot to give some role play. Holly, after this whole last session, is reminded of the person that she basically got killed. Or revealed to the fact that Reed was actually innocent and that she was definitely not a good sleuth. She's full on main character moment. I'm a danger to my team. I need to solve the problem. So she booked it without saying anything because she's I'm going to fix this because this is my mess. So she's going and she's zoned in. So she can see the shark coming, but she's I need to get that projector. That's the source of all my problems. So she is going to use her only 4th level spell to cast Ice Storm.
Oh.
which is a 20-foot radius. I don't know if we can like put like a shape out here.
We can.
And I want to try and get all the pixies that I can.
That's all the pixies.
Okay, so
that's all the fucking pixies.
They have to make a dexterity saving throw, and they will take either full or half of 2d8 bludgeoning and 4d6 cold damage on a failed save. Is all of it.
Oh no.
So she's gonna ignore this shark. Oh, and she's gonna tell her bear to fight the vampire. But we can do that later.
Okay. We can figure that out later. Yeah, go ahead and roll your damage. I'm gonna roll. They all have the same stats, so I'm gonna roll one save for them all. Is it Constitution saving throw?
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Thank God. They have a -1 to Constitution. They roll a 10.
That does not meet my spell save, which is 15.
They all roll a 10.
Okay. 8, 9. So they take 16. They all take 20 damage.
Okay.
So that's bludgeoning and cold if they're particularly.
Yeah.
It was.
It's not particular, but they are all down. And with this AoE,
it also makes it now. It's until the end of my next turn. That's hazardous terrain or whatever the difficult terrain. So it's going to half their movement.
Okay. So that ended the fight because the big reveal. And I had full battle plans drafted for this episode. You trigger the actual projector is a total fake because a mimic is activated by the attack of this thing. The mimic is half dead now.
Oops.
After taking 20 damage. But the real also the pixie sniper wasn't an actual sniper at all. It was kind of faking attacks at people, holding concentration on invisibility for the real projector right on this hill over here.
Okay.
So yeah, the fight is completely changed. The pixies are knocked out cold. You want the pixies to be dead?
I think in Holly's like blind, like she's just going for it. She's not thinking to save anybody. She's just knocking people down.
Yeah, these pixies are just dead, splintered, trying to hit against the PI, successfully pinned against the people of Pride Pines. Unsurprisingly, that is a insane thing to happen at the end of this combat.
Oh wait, can my bear attack the vampire now?
On your turn? Yeah, sure.
Okay, he has 40 movement.
You see the bear. What's following you?
I think he's gonna kill this guy. Because he can multi-attack, so he can bite and claw.
Yes, he's biting and clawing.
Okay, you're doing it.
That's 19 on the die. 18 to hit. On his another attack. It's 12 damage. This vampire is gonna surrender. Jesus Christ, is that the fucking bear? Please, don't. I
would like to formally apologize for ruining every fight you've ever created.
That's what I like to hear, because we did start a little bit late. So this was a very welcome surprise. As the queen is just like, holy shit. Are we not going to be able to end the world? What did we do to deserve this? Just like shards of ice in her back. Jesus. Ow, I can't even concentrate on any spells that I was going to cast.
The good news is that was my only 4th level spell.
Totally epic. As we return to Reed Herrings. Now, Reed, there is one FBI chump facing you down after you see Maddie annihilate the opposing party.
I stare him down, give out a very scary roar.
Yeah, go ahead and roll it intimidation with advantage as you're a flaming skeleton.
I thought you were just about to say, go ahead and roar. Yeah.
Go ahead and roar.
Do the roar.
Do the roar.
Go ahead and roar.
I'm surprised. Oh, okay. I'm surprisingly -1 in intimidation, and I rolled a 2, so I got a 1.
Honestly, you hit him so hard in the head, he's gone deaf.
You talking to me?
He's just deaf.
He's just like, what?
He's just you're screaming. He's just like, if I don't do it now, I'm going to instantly die. By roaring, do you mean you want to do your flaming roar breath?
I probably should have done that instead. That would have been a little less embarrassing than running.
I mean, you still have your bonus action if you want to just roast everyone in this van. I'll also let you hit. Let's do the cone overlay. Let's do it official. Yeah, that's 15 feet.
Oh, that is.
Oh, this van is
a huge ass van.
Okay, I drew the van as 40 feet, which is incorrect. This is a 10-foot van.
That's a crazy van.
So yeah, the guy. You're going to be able to reach everyone, including Lacey. Nah, Lacey can be avoided from this. So yeah, we'll do the dexterity saves. Honestly, Bone here automatically fails as Okay, Boneron wasn't hit, so I won't reveal him yet. God, that's fucking funny. They're all dead, dude. I thought they could be some people to talk with, but they can just be evil and die. That's totally cool. So yeah, go ahead and roll the damage on your flame breath as a bonus action. I'll do some dex saves. It's going to be 13 for the save. Is that right?
8 plus my con modifier. That's 16 damage or half if.
Nat 20. So Gemma, honestly, since Gemma rolled a nat 20 on your own breath, well frightened, she locks eyes with you and bonds with you. As these two FBI guys burn to death, I'm going to give her movement because he acts next turn. He'll go over walk to you and hug you as you're on flame. And let out a loud, "Oh, that's my boy."
That's all I've ever wanted to hear, Mom.
I was going to roast this guy because he's avataring into a pixie that you guys talked to earlier. So yeah, you see a Bone Ron kind of spazzes out and dies halfway across the beach. As this guy, Sullivan Jacques, is completely roasted alive by Colton.
Oh my god.
And you still have your full action too. So yeah, you can fully dash somewhere if you so wish. As you hug your mama. Your bear mama.
Give a flaming bear hug. Okay, how far is 80 feet? I think I can move 80 feet. The mount has 40-foot speed, and I have 40-foot speed.
Yeah, so yeah, for mounted stuff, you combine your speed.
Okay, that's where I got 80 from. I was like, how? Wait a minute, why
mounted stuff is okay. So yeah, you go from the van to past the movie screen. As after a sweet embrace with your mother, you're ready to charge ahead against the Pixie Queen. Is still up and the projector is still going, and all the speakers are like getting louder around you. The scene progresses.
I think that's as much as I can do.
Hell yeah. Okay. You go ahead and move your distance, connect with your mother. Your mother follows behind you as her dash action is similar as a werebear. A little bit further back. So she's not going to be able to hear you as she has to be by this loud magic speaker. Duncan Saxby, return to you. After your cause, after your mission, you're able to act as your turn as Zeke goes closer. You are a little bit further away from everyone here. The entire fight is unfolding a little bit there. Zeke has been transformed into a sort of film-grainy black and white nuclear bomb. As seems to be the case with like the sort of horror of nuclear annihilation in cinema, which is quite concerning. But other than that, there's a couple of monsters that are being taken care of by your allies on the field.
Is Zeke in the movie screen right now?
No, he's just ahead of the movie screen.
Oh, he's left. Okay.
So yeah, he's like past it here.
Can I scramble down this hill and attempt to push him into the movie screen so that we don't get exploded by a nuclear bomb?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, go ahead and you're gonna make that. Your movement, go ahead and roll an athletics check to avoid taking 2d6 of bludgeoning damage.
Athletics. Ooh, not my strong suit.
It's going to be a DC 12.
DC 12, okay.
A skibbity 12?
Matt rolled very badly.
Let's see how this goes.
As you walk around, try to slide under the movie screen. We'll see how well you do it.
I get a 4.
Yep, you take just a simple 2d6. Relax, pal.
Okay, 2d6.
Ooh, that's a 6 on the die.
Ugh.
You take 8 bludgeoning damage.
Youch.
Yikes.
Yeah.
You take damage here, but you still have a bonus action and your action to spellcast, investigate, or shove. Do you have a spell that can shove at all?
I don't think I do. Well, there might be
actually.
Let me cantrips.
You might have Eldritch Blast. Might be able to push him 10 feet.
Yeah.
I think you do have Repulsive Blast, which is 10 feet away from the screen. Oh, dude, this is a good combat. This is reasonable.
Does force damage just mean that you also get to push them?
It's like a modification to your Eldritch Blast that allows you to push people 10 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's a warlock thing.
I see.
And you can also do that with other cantrips in the new version of the game as well.
Okay. Well, we'll do that then.
You're a blaster. So yeah, a powerful proportion of coffee as you insta-crit on an inanimate object. And it's really cool. launch into the movie screen, but the force damage is repelled back into the film and explodes and will annihilate things next to the movie screen if the portal isn't closed. Jeffrey A is the vampire's given up, so he's going to leap off and take 4 damage, really busts his knees as he leaps off of the stairs and goes after Bryce the shark to keep him away from Holly, defending you.
Oh,
That one guy, E, was actually kind of an asshole. It didn't help you out at all. But Jeffrey A, the noble lawn gnome,
I know he's got my
takes
back.
an attack on Bryce. Actually, he has advantage with pack tactics. That's a 12 on the die. That exactly hits.
Let's go, Jeffrey.
The first attack wouldn't that roll. So he's going to do a D6. He's going to do a D4 because he had advantage on it for 8 damage against the shark, against the floating
It's
film
actually
shark.
pretty good for a little gnome. Proud of him.
Yes, they do have. There are goblin-esque lawn gnomes, is where we're at right now. Deep behind the screen, has 8 damage more there. The shark is not bloodied yet, but he's like, oh, stop it. What are you doing eating me? Hell. The vampire goes prone, begs for mercy from the bear. We'll see if the bear grants it. He's just terrified by the bear. So funny. FBI guys are dead. Bryce has an action, and he's going to attack Double F and try to chomp him.
No.
Try to chomp him. He has 1 attack. He hits. That's 15 damage. That is more than double F's hit point total. Bryce swallows Double F.
No.
Oh my god. No, Double F.
I was just Jeff.
Jeffrey A screams.
we were brothers. We were brothers, Double F.
I think this is the most heartbreaking NPC death I've ever experienced.
Yo, you literally killed them, and they were literally brothers.
Oh no, I actually feel bad about that. No, that's a bad tasting lawn gnome. So yeah, Daisy's acted with you. Oberon was actually controlled by the FBI to mislead you guys on Jehovah's behalf.
Huh. That rat bastard.
As Oberon lies dead. Continue back to Annihilator 2.0.
All right. So all of these pixies are dead, right? They're blooped.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
Queen Gouvier's dead too.
No, Gouvier's still standing.
And the
But
mimic's still standing.
It is harmful terrain around this circle, so yeah.
All right.
You see projector here.
All right.
There's a mimic projector trying to, guard the real projector as bodies lay waste to this entire place.
All right.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, you can make it. Let's see how far it is from it. Range attack more than possible against the projector. Though Jehovah's instructions were to command the projector for yourself, which could be dangerous now that Eli kicked a nuclear bomb into the movie
Yeah,
screen.
I think at this point I am going to have to destroy this thing. Got a point of order question for you. Would throwing a flashbang be a bonus action?
Throwing a flashbang is a free item interaction.
Oh, all right. Well, in that
What's the cost
case,
I forgot we grabbed those.
There's a lot of them. Yeah.
but I'm just going to use my movement to get like right here. I'm going to throw a flashbang at Queen Gouvier to kind of get her off my case a little bit.
Yeah, so you have Sword Flashbang. Queen Gouvier is going to roll a Constitution saving throw with a +0. DC 15, what I said last time. 13 does not make the save. She's blinded and deafened, which is so important for her magic casting. So yeah, she is not going to cast.
Plan all along.
Oh my god, can she cast anything without? No, I don't think she can.
No.
She was gonna polymorph Matthew, but she can't do that no more.
She's fucking.
So yeah,
Ears
you have your
ringing.
action and bonus action now. I will say, as a bonus action, you can summon an upgrade to get your divine crossbow because I want you to playtest that right now.
All right, I'll do that.
Do it.
Why not?
Or I'll let you do another upgrade if you want. I'm just kidding.
I'll playtest your divine crossbow. I was gonna shoot the projector anyway.
Okay, you're shooting it. Very good. Very good. We're gonna roll attacks on the projector.
All right,
You should have line of sight, I think.
I believe so. Does a 16 hit?
You know what? I'm gonna say its AC is 12.
Oh, cool.
Yes, that does hit.
All
I
right.
totally forgot where. I have like 5 different notebooks around me, so I forgot where I put my projector rules. So yeah,
All
roll
right.
better than a 12.
That is better than a 12. Oh, that was not a great roll on the damage, though. All right, 3 plus 2 is 5 plus 1
But you
is
do more
6.
damage with your divine crossbow. Do you mind reading that out from your character?
Oh, is this? Oh, the divine
bow.
crossbow. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. Okay,
no
divine
problem.
crossbow. You enchant a crossbow, which is essentially what the shotgun that I have is. It's
Yeah,
just
your
a
shotgun.
crossbow reflavored.
Yeah.
You enchant a crossbow to ignore the reloading property and produce radiant bolts that do 2d6 plus your charisma modifier radiant damage.
So yeah, roll 2d6 plus your charisma.
All right, 4 and 3, which is 7 plus 1 is 8.
That is going to win past his damage threshold of 5.
Hey!
As you, on your first attack, shatter the projector and trap the screen away.
Let's go! I did something!
You hear, honestly, Eli, you feel the heat of a nuclear explosion in black and white. Almost blind you. Actually, roll a Constitution saving throw to not be blinded, like a flashbang, as a nuclear bomb goes off in front of
20,
you.
baby.
Doesn't even care. Doesn't even matter.
I
You know what?
stared directly into that blast.
Go to this. I'm erasing the movie screen.
Yo, he remembers the eclipse and he had his eclipse goggles on.
Pop those bad boys on. Technology.
Exactly right.
And
You take out the movie screen. Matt, you have one more attack, too,
oh,
if you want to keep going after Javier.
yeah, I'll get her ass. Shoot her with a gun.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Blaster.
Better that one.
What did you roll?
Yep.
So yeah, you're feeling like hot shit. You do like a little cowboy move, completely miss.
I do that Terminator, the T2 thing where he kind of does the like spin reload for the.
Yeah, you actually shoot behind you and activate a goon balloon.
Oh fuck!
Goon balloon.
I'm gonna get gooned on, guys.
7 damage against you.
All right.
As psychic damage, as like sort of substance splatters you across the face.
Oh no.
A pink substance
Oh, okay.
that kind of goes in his eyes. Relax, pal. But the goon balloon dies after that. Like Barry B. Benson.
Oh, cool.
Cannot sting one more than one person. So yeah, one of the defense measures of the speakers goes up. But you do still see the speakers are still going as the movie has been halted. So yeah, Lacey Barrett leaps into action, does a bonus action jump, takes some damage on fall down. God, that's 6 on the D6. Jesus. As she bonus action jumps down, runs next to Gemma, has no ranged options, actually. Yeah, she's super cool. Takes a lot of it damage, but not a lot of ranged options. Lagging behind Reed. Gween Jovier is blinded and deafened. So she's just going to... She can't cast a spell, I don't think. I don't think I can justify her casting a spell. I really thought she would save against the flashbang. I really thought that was possible for her. She's going to do disadvantage range attack. Holy shit, she rolled a 23.
Yo.
Lower dice, 16 plus 7. Going to deal some damage against Matthew. Radiant damage, 18 damage against Matthew. And you're immune to charmed and poisoned, I'm pretty sure, Matt, as a automaton.
I'm resistant to poison, but I can't be charmed. Yeah.
She's gonna take another attack, dude. She's feeling actually pretty good after feeling that. 17, does that hit?
17 is my armor class.
Okay. Not able to cast her spells, but she is blasting you with fairy dust.
Yo, god damn.
As you take another 16 damage.
Yo, chill.
What are you at, Matt?
Hold on, I gotta do math in my head. 24.
Yeah, this blinded, deafened woman, just sort of tiny fairy,
Sure
2
can
feet
play
tall.
mean pinball.
Absolutely. Don't see her at a pinball table, dude. So yeah, E sees Double F die and the vampire and just like, what is the point of any of this anymore? Leaves him behind. Slowly walks, doesn't dash. Poor Jeffrey A. Commiserate the loss. Actually, he's going to roll a persuasion check against the shark.
Try to convince him.
Please, you've taken away enough. That's a 16 on the die. Bryce says, I feel really bad. I'm sorry. I was just so hungry and lost. And he coughs up the body of Double F. There's a couple of drunk teens that weren't part of the fight. One fairy's like, sees all his buddy die and is just like, oh shit, that's pretty crazy. It coughs up a big vape for his little pixie body. Holly, it's back to your turn. You actually haven't used your movement quite yet.
I haven't.
The projector is destroyed. The speakers are still going. Roll an Arcana check for me. Or investigation. Or, whatever skill you'd like to use.
I actually have higher Arcana. That's going to be a 24.
The repetition of the beats, it's like a white droning sound. What you've studied from fairy anatomy is that it's tied to Gween Gorvier's heart rate. of this sort of strange creature. Oh, wait. Was she supposed to take damage on her turn because of the ice storm?
No, it's just now difficult terrain. So any movement in that
it's
area
just-
will be halved.
It's just stepping on shells.
Yeah.
Okay, so the mimic
My
projector
hailstorm is
just
shells.
like,
That's actually crazy. Okay. I'm going to cast Revivify on Jeffrey. No, I'm just kidding. So the problem is I could make it to that pool of water and teleport over there.
yeah. But teleport might not be as useful. I still would say your movement 30 feet would bring you about to that campfire.
Yeah.
If you want to move to the campfire and then be in range of other spells too. Because you have a couple other spells.
I
to cast, right?
do. I also want to heal Matt because he's pretty low.
He's taking some hits.
But I also want to do some damage.
Very true.
Yeah.
Let's struggle.
I'm gonna move 30 feet. If I go by Bryce, is he gonna get an opportunity attack? I'll just take it if he does.
Surrendered the fight.
Okay, if he's
Yeah,
done,
good
I'm gonna
persuasion
just go
check.
past him. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
the bear follow.
So you go to this campfire.
Yeah, as
The
far as
bear's
I can
going to follow
go.
you. The vampire is shaking. So scared of the bear.
Yeah, it's just an intimidation factor. I'm gonna call lightning upon her.
Jesus.
So a storm cloud appears. It's 10 feet tall and 60 feet wide. So I don't want to get Matt in it. So I'm just gonna get, I guess, her because I can't get Oboneron and unless I get Matt. So
Well,
let's,
Oboneron is like vacant.
okay. So
Yeah,
then
I'll
we'll get
delete
the
that.
mimic and the queen.
They're slowed down by the ice. You're taking them down.
So a bolt of lightning flashes down. Each creature within 5 feet of that point. Are they 5 feet apart?
Yep. I'll make them 5 feet apart.
So every creature has to make a dexterity saving throw or take 3d8 lightning damage.
Okay. She has a +5 to dexterity. It's a 9 on the die, though. So I don't think.
Yeah, that's not
14
going to
save.
save. Holy shit.
Mimic.
I rolled a
is gonna have
7, and an 8. So
The mimic also fails. So yeah, how much damage do they take?
that's 14. That is going to be 22.
22 damage.
Yes.
More than bloodied on death's door. The mimic, I'll say, is killed. You single-handedly killed the mimic projector that was lunging after you guys.
Holly
towards
is fueled by rage that she messed up so bad in her past, and she's realizing that she's not even a good sleuth.
Mhm.
Everything that
Yeah.
she knew is now completely gone. She is just full-on meltdown mode, destroying
We're going to do
everything.
some homebrew for this next section as we return to Reed. Gemma is going to get in front of you, arch her back, and act as a ramp for you and Daisy. How do you feel about that, Colton?
That's hilarious. Let's do
Okay,
it.
you're going to take some damage on the landing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you 3d6 damage. Is that fair? Halved
Yeah.
to 1. Yeah, so that's 9 damage, halved to 5, I'll say. We'll have it to 5.
Yeah.
We'll go the lower on there. So yeah, 5 damage. You land hard and then have your full movement to reach Queen Jovir. Do some swings on her, dude. Stomp her.
Yeah. All right.
As this crazy blinded witch is trying to successfully launched fairy dust against people. She's going to go after Holly next for sure, after Holly ruined everything.
All right. I'm going to come out swinging with my big old chain.
Yeah, that's going to give you plenty of movement. It's 10 feet range.
15.
15's going to hit.
15 feet of range. Not that matters.
Oh, yeah, 15 feet of range.
It's a
Right.
dirty 20 to hit, which is
Oh
over
my
15.
god, absolutely hits, dude.
Okay, and then
8 damage. Ooh,
8
still standing.
plus 2, because technically
Oh,
I'm
plus
still
2?
in a rage, because I've
Yep,
hit someone
damage.
every turn so far.
So yeah, the chain slashes her, fire goes on her. She screams in anger.
And
This is supposed to be my world. Jova, you've betrayed me.
this is some beef that I'm not prepared to
Oh, yeah.
moderate. But this here world is our world. As I get your own world, as I swing the chain around for another hit.
Hell yeah. Go ahead and another swing.
15.
15 exactly hits. Oh my god.
That's lucky. That would have
Will
been
she
kind
go
of
down?
embarrassing.
Yeah. She does not have any healing spells or anything.
Ooh, 14 damage.
With 8 damage remaining. How do you finish the fairy queen, Jovir?
My chain has like it's like bladed on the end, and I'm
Yeah, weapon at the end. Yeah. A +1 chain after your adventure.
Yeah, and I kind of I start kind of swinging around, and then I do kind of like the shot put hammer throw kind of spin, and then kind of drive that chain straight through the queen's
Yeah.
midsection.
Super tiny, completely cut her in half. Fairy dust explodes from her. as a magic damage to you as fairy dust flies on you.
That seems fair.
As a retaliation for the
gross.
that's 20 damaged. Though it's it's radiant damage.
Radiant damage.
I think 20 damage.
Yeah, I don't think
as fairy dust enters your soul. But exactly, this flaming full barbarian splits a tiny fairy in half, explodes into dust, and all the speakers get shut off. As you guys can finally hear yourselves think again. The moving monsters are still here. As they're just like, don't kill us, please don't kill us, as the vampires beg for forgiveness, as we are out of combat. The Pride Sleuths are once again victorious. Rice returns to the ocean, and the vampire just like is very worriedly just like hiding behind the stairs, hoping the bear doesn't see him. God, I hope that bear isn't here. After a minute passes, the bear dissolves.
No.
Just goes away. Temporary animals.
Saddest character death.
Can I just pull out a new one just to see what happens?
Yeah, another animal.
I have
Do you
3
wanna roll?
for long rest.
Do.
Okay, I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
the
go ahead and
D8.
D8.
It's a 7. Oh fuck, it's a lion.
Oh no.
So yeah, lion hops out. And the vampire is just like, so much worse, so much worse, so much worse. As the lion chases around the vampire. Not quite catching him. As the scene is a little bit humorous, as you guys completely wiped out these fairies trying to open a portal to an evil world. Even though all the FBI members are dead. And it's all dramatic. So yeah, Lacey starts to run a bit. Wasn't able to actually swing on anyone other than Gemma. Oh, wow. That was a lot. Wow, you were really, really strong. I had no idea you'd actually be able to be in a fight or anything, depending on how the one went all those years ago.
Well, yeah, that's just how I'm built.
Wait, who's she talking to?
Oh, she was talking to Holly that was next to him. Annihilator says that from half the beach away.
Across the beach.
I think Holly's just gonna start breaking down into tears, and she's gonna be like, I'm so sorry, and just hug her.
It's a lovely, magnificent victory for the Pride Sleuths. As you all reconvene closer to each other again, something does seem a little bit off, though. As Duncan tells everybody, hey, there was an entire nuclear bomb summoned.
Yeah, there was an entire nuclear bomb summoned.
So, okay, I'm gonna be honest, I kind of blacked out that entire thing. I feel like I was taken over by a demon. What happened? Is everybody fine?
I'm pretty good. Duncan's just sort of looking at himself. I'm doing okay. How are you guys?
Yeah, everyone seems doing okay, but
You seem well rested.
I'm very well rested. Thank you for noticing.
you all see the Annihilator's eyes blink a little bit. A little bit. Annihilator, roll a charisma saving throw for me.
All right. That's 11 plus 5 is 16.
16 is not going to do it. As you feel the caffeinated sort of magic in your veins go cold. Your lights dim. You wobble a little bit. You fall prone as you have broken your oath by laying down Java.
Shutting down.
You hear from Patty, the iPad next to Eli, a dark voice come out of it.
You have failed. Destroyed the projector. The only chance to awake Melatonidon. The only chance for me to take my place amongst the Pantheon. How dare you?
We didn't have a choice, Jova. There was a bomb, in the movie. It was gonna go off.
I would have shielded you and let this miserable town.
You should have told me that.
You were gonna blow up our world?
I was going to save your world from being drowned in an ancient war.
Well, I'm looking around and there's no water.
You played right into that fool's hands. I've had enough of waiting on you. You were supposed to spread my message, Duncan. You were supposed to be worthy of your ambitions. To make your mark on the world.
What did you want me to do? I did everything I could.
Everything you could? Making no connections within the U.S. government? Not making any of your work public? No one knows the name of Jova.
I tried.
No one worthwhile anyways. But that's about to change.
As you hear a little ding on Patty's sort of a notification pings on Patty. Do you want to read it? As Jehovah leaves Patty.
Upload completed.
Yeah, I run over to Patty and read the message.
You see upload completed, you go on. You see multiple sort of to the main official servers of the FBI. Everything that's happened in the adventure, everything you hacked from the Federal Bureau of Imagination has gone to the main U.S. government, including the fact that the pixies, before Patty was able to get, shut down and taken over, they were able to summon a nuclear bomb through a magic portal that presumably leads to Pride Pines being a target.
Oh no, you all know what this means, right?
As magic is revealed to the world, and that the mystery of Pride Pines has gone public. And that's where we'll end our adventure in Pride Pines.
I'm screaming right now.
Yeah, you should be. Your character's dying.
True.
I just shut down Windows sound, shut down sound effect and everything.
Exactly right. That's all for this episode of VMEArcana, and that's all for this season of Pride Pines. We may return to it one day. It's a bigger cliffhanger than last time, but I think you guys will be more than ready for it as we move on to many different adventures along the way. Our next adventure? We'll talk about next episode as we review this entire season in full and why I made it so truly messy, like every Dimension 20 campaign. The conspiracy got very complicated for a D&D session. But that's just the way it goes for a D&D session. Thank you so much.
The magic of the cinema.
Exactly. The magic of cinema is what this is all about.
We need this, all of us.
Thank you so much to our listeners for listening. Thank you to our players for playing. A super fun, great session.
To our DM for DMing.
Oh, you shouldn't. We went on for too later than normal. As we say at the end of every episode of VMEArcana.
Oh no, I shut down. I'm a robot.
Don't drive like my brother.
Don't drive like my brother.
Tabletop games are cool. And check out the show on socials and everywhere else. Stay in touch. Bye-bye.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.